All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We carry unanimously, and Chief, we're going to buy you a police department.
22 years I waited for this.
There you go. And the nice part is we're going to buy it with state money. So
I only did this so I wouldn't retire.
there you go. That's good. Mrs. Boyke.
Brush collection contract. Move for the adoption of a resolution awarding the Town of Cicero curbside brush collection and disposal services contract to On-Site Development LLC for a period of 3 years pursuant to the response to an RFP submitted for the sum of $885,000. This is annually, correct?
That's over the 3 years, I believe.
885 over 3 years?
Yes, over 3 years.
And authorizing the supervisor to execute the contract and any other documents to complete this transaction.
Second.
Any board comments or discussion?
I just have a couple. I was trying to understand all of this because the other contract or the response to the second RFP was for $882,420.
That's correct.
And I wasn't there for the opening. Who opened the bids? Was it the county?
Onondaga County.
Okay. And anyway, I was not able to see the whole package on it. So I was just curious with...
the package was sent to you via email. I forwarded it to you on February 13th.
Yes, I understand that. I didn't have an opportunity to look at all of that.
Okay.
But I'm just curious as to, normally we give it to the, excuse me, the lowest bidder. But in this case, I wasn't sure why. Do we have an answer for that?
We do have an answer for that. We have an answer for everything. When the county put this out, the RFQ, we asked for, we went through this process a year or so ago, and just to kind of bring you up to speed, I was not happy with the bid specs. So I sat down with the county and I said, look, there's not enough protections in this bid, the current bid for the town of Cicero. I'm not satisfied with it. I think it opens up the town. One of the biggest problems I had was verifying that what the town board was looking at was true. So we had no way to vet any of the people who were bidding on this, and we did not know if they had the trucks they said they had. We didn't know if they had the people they said they had. We didn't know if they had if the background criminal checks and all that kind of stuff had been done. And I just felt that the town was open to unnecessarily could be open to either some sort of fraud or not get the service that we had asked for. That being said, I canceled the bid, or I asked the board to please, let's put this thing back out. We'll go back to the county. I sat down with Andrew Trombley and with Jim Corbett, and I let them know what we wanted, and our attorney had some input in that as well. So that having been said, we put the bid out the first time. The bid went out by the county, but I discovered that not all of the people who wanted to bid on that contract had been notified, because the county had changed their procedure. In the past, they've always put them up on the website, and they said, hey, we have a contract for the town of Cicero or the town of Clay, and all those interested parties, these are the tenants that you will have to abide by or meet if you want to bid on this contract. But if you're willing to do that, then please bid. And what we learned is that not everyone was notified, because they said, well, Andrew Tromby told me, he said, well, we mailed out letters to potential or to companies to bid on this. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, I got calls from people saying, when is the contract or when is the bid going to come out, because they were not notified. So the county realized that they had messed up, if you will, and hadn't contacted all the people. So we put it back out to bid and made sure that all of the people who wanted to bid on this contract were made aware of the contract. Here's the issue I have, okay? We were very specific in what we asked for. And I'm just going to stick to the facts because I have some feelings about this and some things I'd like to say, but I won't. But the bottom line is we had asked for a list of all of the vehicles. That's number one. I asked for a list of all of the vehicles to prove that we had the vehicles and the registration numbers. And of the two, there was only 2 bidders who came back. Some called us and they had questions prior to the close of the bidding. The only one who submitted that was on-site. And then we had asked for letters of recommendation. Because if you're going to do business with the town of Cicero, you best be able to prove to us that you can provide the service that you're saying you're going to provide. The only company that came back with letters of recommendation was on-site. So based on that, and the fact that we're only about 50 cents per household per year, difference in the price, and if you figure in, if you take a look at the contract and you look at the bid, and if one adds the 2 additional years that this board can award the person who wins that bid, on-site is actually $7,410.24. Or excuse me, Last Chance Recycling, who bid on this as well, is $7,410.24 higher than on-site. So that is why I'm recommending to the board that we go ahead and approve on-site as our brush collection vendor for the next 3 years. Any further board discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Any abstentions? 1 nay. 4 yes, 1 nay. Next order of business. Councilor Conway, in light of the fact, can you read that, or without your glasses, or I'll read it? Okay, I will take the next one. I'll move for the adoption of a resolution to approve Gary Baumbach Jr. as apprentice major equipment operator at $25.01 per hour with a start date of March 5th, 2018.
Second.
Any board discussion or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We carry unanimously. Thank you. I will move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the hiring of Warren Anderson as a part-time clerk 1 position in the Planning and Zoning Office at a pay rate of $12 per hour with a start date of March 19th, 2018.
Second.
Any further board discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstention?
As the lowest bidder on the brush picking up contract, I was the lowest bidder, the other guy was above me. And by coincidence, since these bids were opened up behind closed doors, they weren't a public bid, which is required under the New York State law. People looked at those bids, and God only knows how he ended up 0.29% over me. I just don't understand. Well, I understand it. Okay. But the first thing I want to say is to you 4 gentlemen, you should be ashamed of yourself. You take a state law, and you're an attorney, you should know better. You take a state law and you twist it, and you bend it, and you torture it so that you can give this contract to somebody other than
These are all allegations you're
myself.
making, sir. There's
Excuse
nothing.
me?
Did your bid comply with it? Did you list the equipment as it required? Did it or did it not?
First of all,
Did it or did it not comply?
Answer the question.
the request for proposal is not for this type of a situation. The only way it can be for this type of situation.
Here's what I'm going to say to you, sir. You know what? You didn't comply with the bid, right? You said you didn't comply with the bid specs. You've said a lot of things, sir, okay, that I'm not going to go into tonight. I tried very hard to be a gentleman, but I would be very happy to put you. Let me tell you something. We can have a one-on-one conversation.
You told the people in this room
But the bottom line is
over a year ago
this.
you were going to rebid the contract.
We did rebid it.
You didn't rebid it. You put it
We
out
put
for
it
a
out for
request
an
for
RF
proposal,
request.
which is not.
Take it up to the county, sir. The county opens up the bids.
It
You did
doesn't
not
matter.
make the
It
bids.
doesn't matter.
Not going to argue with you.
I got a couple more things to say to you.
Not going to argue with you.
But-
Go ahead, get them
All
out
right.
so we can end the meeting. Thank you.
All right, a request for proposal is open behind closed doors. It's not publicly bid, all right?
Sue the county.
That doesn't protect them. The other thing is you said over a year ago that you wanted to protect these people.
That's right.
Where's the bid bond to protect you? There's no bid bond on it, or there's no bond performance bond. Everything else is a performance bond on. For 10 years, you've required a performance bond. This one you don't. And it leads me to believe, I'm suspicious about these things. Maybe the guy that you just awarded the contract to isn't qualified for a bid bond. That would tell us a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Take it up to the county, sir.
Well, I'm not going to take it to the county. You know what I'm going to do.
I know, you do whatever
I'm
you...
going to sue you.
Go ahead,
That's
sue
what
us
I'm gonna
again.
do.
You sued us the
If I
first time, you
lose, I
lost to the
lose.
Supreme Court.
But the bottom
And
line
you're going
is,
to lose again this time.
I've worked the numbers. The total cost for these people to have their brush picked up over the next 3 years is going to be $151,000 more than if you accepted my bid a year ago.
That's not the numbers you
You
submitted,
know
sir.
I'm qualified because I've done it for other towns, and you've never
I'm not
once.
going to say what other towns have told me about your service.
Then why didn't you tell me that before?
I'd be happy
We
to.
went
I
into
wouldn't
court
embarrass
and you never came out and said, you're full of crap, the other towns said
Okay.
that.
Do what you have to do. We'll see you
I'm
down
going to
the
do what I
road.
have to do.
Thank you very much.
That's what I'm going to do.
Anyone else like to approach the board? Thank you, sir. Anyone else like
The
to
only
approach the
thing that
board?
saved you guys is they passed a law against duels. right?
Thank
So
you,
I have
Mr.
to do
Hunter.
it for
Have a
the
great
law.
day. Would anyone else like to approach the board?
You get
Thank
some
you.
beauties here, I'll tell you that.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Liars.
My name's
We're
Linda
not liars.
DeMonte. I operate Bob Barker's Hot Dogs.
Okay.
And I just got a permit. I didn't know that you needed one for the town of Cicero. I had one for Onondaga County. After my dad passed away, I never known your stuff that I would take over. And Gander Mountain asked us if we would, and they invited me, and I went there, and I was successful for a whole year there. And then they went out of business, and now they're reopening.
Yes.
I thought my Onondaga County permit that I pay a lot of money for the town of Onondaga, I thought covered that. And then, they came and told me that I needed a town of Cicero permit, which is $600 a year, which is very, very high. I only pay like $150 for Syracuse. I pay $150 in Oswego. So when I went, I really thought it would be like $150. I did not think $600 is reasonable.
You're looking at me.
Well, could you?
Well, you're talking. Okay, so, and I'm not aware of what these food vendor permits cost. Do
Yeah.
you operate in other towns? I mean, you're talking about the city of Oswego, city of
Well, I
Syracuse.
do the SU football and basketball
Okay.
games, so,
Yeah.
so I got Onondaga County, which I'm still in Onondaga County. And I understand the reason for a permit, for each town has their own, and I didn't really have a problem paying that, but I thought 600 was very,
Excessive.
very, very, very high. And I know why, is because you don't want the food trucks coming into town, and if you raise it, then you're not gonna wanna do it. I get that, and other businesses complain about it. I understand that. Gander Mountain's not a moneymaker. I don't make a ton of money there. I love it there. Actually, I made a lot of friends there. I know why my dad did it. And I was invited there. It's private property. I didn't really see that as like the dome. There's a lot of respect. You pay for that. I didn't know what, if anything could be done.
All I'm going to tell you is that we'll look at it. I'm not going to make any promises.
Okay.
This was an issue 3-4 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, with vendors, and I remember, I can't give you the details, I'm just trying to recollect, but I know that there was food vendors coming into the town of Cicero without permits, and I think they were setting up in front of, used to be Boat US, and whatever, and the board at that time, made some decisions to look at it, but I would have to revisit that.
Do you operate in any other towns like Clay or Manlius or DeWitt?
Yeah,
Okay, what are the permits cost there?
nothing.
They don't have permits?
No, and not only that, my dad never paid, nobody ever asked my dad to pay it.
Okay.
And,
I remember your dad, I used to use hot dogs.
Yeah.
They were good.
thank you.
I think it's,
But I'll look at,
I think that's definitely worth looking into.
yes.
And I don't really know, and like I said, I'm new at this, I've only been doing it a year and a half. And I thought the Onondaga County permit covered all of Onondaga County. And I didn't have a problem paying something, but I thought 600 was a lot.
No,
I know it's been there for quite a while, that level, the gentleman that runs Salty Dogs,